Am I the asshole? Husband spilled water in our only can of formula. I feel like I'm going insane here, so I just need an outside opinion on this. My husband spilled water in our only can of formula that we have right now, and didn't tell me. I found out when I opened the can over an hour later, and there was a bunch of goopy mud, like formula inside. He didn't flood the can, but it wasn't just a few drops of water either. When I found out and went to tell him that I needed to go get a new can, because the old can is essentially no longer safe to use, he got angry and said that was stupid, and we could just still use the parts of the can that are still dry. I reiterated that I didn't think the can was safe any longer, and he said again that that was stupid, and that I'm just going to waste a bunch of money for no reason. Am I the asshole for thinking the can needs replaced? I hope that makes sense. He's not the asshole for making a mistake. Mistakes happen. He's an asshole for trying to risk your child's health, just so he doesn't have to deal with the emotions he's having about having made a mistake. He needs to learn some emotional regulation before he passes on that incapability to your children. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It seems like it was an honest mistake by your husband, which would not make him the AITA. But calling you stupid for having a reasonable concern about your baby's primary source of nutrition makes him the major. The formula is trash. A new can needs to be bought. You're 100 correct. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, you're right. It could have grown mold or gone bad. In any other situation, I would say it's no big deal, but this is for your baby. You're absolutely correct for not wanting to take chances. I can excuse him for making the mistake, but he's to not only for not bothering to tell you, but getting angry at you, and making out like you're the problem and are being dramatic. He's a mega for not immediately replacing this, and or telling you when this happened. Babies need to eat. When they need to eat, this is so annoying and irresponsible. Not the asshole, better to be safe than sorry when an infant's health is involved. This is a far bigger issue if he knew that he spilled the water, put the lid back on and left it for you to deal with later, then makes it even worse by acting defensive and foolish. Not the asshole. You are not just wasting money, you are protecting your child from a potential serious infection. He has decided your child's health is worth less than the cost of formula. There's probably a number on the can where you can call and speak to someone at the manufacturers who can tell you if the product is still safe if you describe the situation. Not the asshole, he'd rather make your child sick than take responsibility for making a mistake. Time for him to grow TF up. Not the asshole, but your husband kind of is. You can't take risks with baby formula. It is so much safer to dump the ruined one and buy a new one. If you are in the US, you have a lot of state resources for help to get free formula, baby food, etc. all free. If he had told you at once, you could have used the wetted formula to pre-make bottles for the next day. Now water has had time to run all the way through and sit. It would be difficult to measure properly and may not be safe. It needs to be replaced. Call a manufacturer, but that's going to be the advice. Not the asshole. Get a new can and toss the wet one. It's like moldy bread. If even part of it is contaminated, don't eat it. Not the asshole. Why didn't he try to save part of the can by taking the wet stuff out? Does he always turn to attack when he does something wrong? Because that's fucking manipulative. Not the asshole, and toss that can of formula. You're absolutely correct to be worried about mold bacteria. Not the asshole, have him go get another can. He made the mistake, he should fix it. Not the asshole, replace the entire can. Replace the husband's ignorance with better understanding and alertness when handling the baby formula. Not the asshole, and you are correct, the can is now contaminated. Bin it. I'm a newborn care specialist and you're 100 not the asshole. Baby formula is only good for 2 hours at room temperature. Assuming this happened during a previous feeding, it could have been anywhere from 2 hours onward that the water was mixed in the can of formula, sitting at room temp. The rest of the container would likely be compromised, And with infants, you should take no chances. A new can was needed. He should have gone to buy a new one immediately, or told you sooner. He is stupid for not knowing how to use formula properly and safely. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. One thing you don't want to take any chances with is items your baby is ingesting. Ever. I'm sorry you have a bum for a husband. You now have old milk sitting in the can with your formula. You will make your baby extremely sick. You learn something new every day. I had no idea formula couldn't get wet unless it's being used at the moment, and no idea that it could go bad after adding water. Anyone saying he's not the for making a mistake, but he is for risking his child's safety. Is this a mistake? He obviously tried to hide it, or avoid it by covering it up, acting like nothing happened. He said nothing and didn't immediately go to the store himself. It's not really a mistake when it's intentional, weaponized incompetence at best. He got angry? Why do men only resort to anger, especially when they make mistakes? He's definitely the for a few reasons that are all red flags. You're not going insane but this is a sign your husband isn't a safe or trustworthy person. Are you married to a 5-year-old? Where the hell is his education? It's one thing to make a mistake. It's another thing to be a moron. Do not use the formula. It is absolutely not safe. Your husband is being a jackass. He sounds like he doesn't accept fault very well. It's okay to make mistakes, but hiding it away and then getting mad when someone notices and is concerned is childish. It's 100% reasonable to be concerned over your child's health, and he should be as well. Not the asshole. He is. To avoid this in the future, instead of taking the entire can somewhere, portion out several bottles worth of dry powder in small containers. Then take bottles with measured water in them. Trust me. Nai makes it so much easier when you're on the go. Just pour it into the water and mix. No hassle, and you don't have to worry about these accidents happening. Not the asshole. How is gonna say use the dry part without removing the wet parts himself? Why didn't he look up can you use formula that got a little wet? Talk about lazy. Not the asshole, and your husband needs to educate himself on the hazards of spoilage because he was fully intending to feed your baby that ruined formula. He could have made your baby very sick.